In the game of chess, the average chess player knows their next 1, 2, 3 moves. Amateur. The average chess player knows their next 1, 2, 3 moves. A pro knows 4 to 5, a master knows 6 to 10, a grandmaster knows their next 11 to 15 moves. By the way, the same thing you see here with chess is the same thing with the game of life. Most people live life, they have no clue what their next 10 moves are going to be. They just know their next 1, 2, 3 moves. Who do you want to be? How do you want to make your money? Because it's all about your positioning in a marketplace. So now, who do you want to be? By the way, almost every single time I talk to somebody and I'll ask them, who do you want to be? You want to be an entrepreneur? Do you want to be an investor, inventor, CEO, founder? Do you want to be a CEO of a small business? Do you want to be CEO of a big Fortune 500? Do you want to be CEO of a startup? Do you want to be a sales guy? You want to be volume or high ticket? What's volume? I'll do $400,000 loans. High ticket, I only do $3 million loans. You want to be an influencer? I want to be these guys that, perfect butt, and I just take a picture and I get 79,000 likes. I just want to walk in places and people take pictures of me. I want to be famous, man. That's what I want to be. I want to be an influencer. Podcasts, Instagram. I want everyone to know me when I go into the mall or the airport. Solopreneur. I don't want people to hold me accountable. I just kind of want to be me. I'm like the tennis player. I'm the golf guy. It's solo. Me. I'm going to be able to handle myself. No one's as perfect as me. No one's as good as me. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But that's you. And then there's support team. I'm good on support, Pat. I don't want to be on the stage. I don't want to be the CEO. I'm a good 6 person. I'm a good 8 person. I tried being number 1. I can't stand it. I hate it. I don't want to go to sleep at night knowing everything's on me. I want to go to sleep at night knowing everything's on a guy who's got 3 people, then these people need support, and it's me. I like that. That's my comfort zone. Great. Or you want to be an entrepreneur. You know what? I want to go be part of a company and within it grow up to be a CIO, CTO, CCO, COO, whatever, and I want to own a piece of the company, but I don't want to be number 1. I want to be an entrepreneur. And within the company, I want to think like an entrepreneur, and I want to own a piece of the company, and that's how I want to make my wealth. But that's who I want to be. Well, most people are like, well, I like this guy on Instagram. Maybe I'll be like him. Yeah, I kind of like that girl. Maybe I'll be like her. It'd be kind of cool if I knew how to take good selfies like her. It'd be cool if I can do this. But we don't really know who we want to be. So how do you make your money? Do you know why kids in America are obese? Why are we experiencing so many kids being heavy? So one guy says video games, one guy says this, one guy said, he says, let me show you a statistic. He shows the statistic of parks in America. Dramatic drop off by 70% shutting down. He says, do you know why? Let me show you why. Then he shows lawyers go sit at parks all day waiting for a kid to drop off, hit their elbow, crack the elbow. Oh, is that your son? That's not fair. It's the city's fault. It's the city's fault. Come here, let me see that arm. Perfect. I will represent you. He's feeling good. Are you hurt as a mother? I will get you $1 million. You deserve $1 million for this, Mary. I will take care of you. They go to the city, they sue the city, get $1 million. He keeps 33%, 330 grand. They get $660,000. Next park shuts down. Obese, obese, obese. So a lot of people become rich soon people. This is a weird world. I just don't want to make it like that, right? So how are you going to make your money? So what's your game plan? Who are you going to be? How are you going to make your money? By the way, just so you know, it is the easiest time ever in the history of mankind to be a millionaire. Ever. It's the easiest time ever to be a millionaire. It's never been easier than today. Ever. It's a joke today to be a millionaire. It's a joke today to be a millionaire. It's so, let me explain it to you. You know how celebrities used to be like, a person was on TV, we would be like, oh my gosh, Mom, look, it's the weather guy. It's the weather guy, Mom, it's Burger King, it's 1998. It's the weather guy. Oh my gosh, it's the weather guy, Mom, it's crazy. Today, oh hey John, what's up? You know why? Why? Because people follow YouTubers more than they follow weather guys. Instagram influencers have more following than a weather guy does. It's no longer a big deal to be a celebrity. Just so you know, social media, here's what it did. It made the whole celebrity thing gone. There is no more value at being a celebrity. Yeah, PewDiePie is known as much as some of the biggest celebrity Hollywood stars in America, in the world. And he's PewDiePie, regular guy, Logan Paul, Jake Paul. It's a complete different game today. Being a celebrity is so easy today. Making millions is so easy today. Your strategies is what needs help. Let me tell you what this kid did. So he comes up and here's how he starts it. He says, Patrick, I can't even tell you, you've changed my life. Your content is incredible. It's absolutely ridiculous. I learned so much from you. And he goes for 30 seconds. No one's doing that so far because they just want to come and ask a question because it's another person. I'm thinking like this is getting somewhere. And then he says, here's my card. If you ever want to buy any real estate in Nevada, Vegas, just call me. And I said, do you know what you just did? He said, what? I said, what you just did to me is like a guy at a bar going to a girl and saying the following thing. Saying, hey, you're so stunning. You're so beautiful. Oh my gosh, you're the hottest thing here. If you ever want to go to bed, call me. I'm like, you're serious? I said, so let me get this straight. Your lens here is you're just looking at everybody as a customer. That's a wrong lens. That's a small lens. He says, what do you mean? I'm not coming like that. I said, you are. He says, Pat, when is it enough? I said, what do you mean? He says, when is it enough? I said, I don't understand what question you're asking. When is it a good point for you to say, I'm slowing down? I said, didn't you just ask me a question about passion? What are you passionate about? What was my answer? My passion is the game. Anybody ever plays a game that you love or you want to keep playing it? This becomes a game. When you make it a game, it's not about the money. It's like, oh my gosh, let me see if I can figure it out so we can do $600,000 this month. Ooh, that was awesome. What if I can figure it out on what we can tweak to make $2 million this month? Oh my gosh, we just made $2 million. And then you get to a point where now you have the formulas. So what's the limit now? You stop it. Because you know, if you go, the same formula that I got you from $5,000 a month to 50 to 500 to 5 million, it can get you to 50 million a month. It's a formula. So at some point, you're going to stop. Most people are going to stop. Very few people continue. At what point do you want to stop? What point? So you'll see people are going. At some point, everybody stops. I'm not going to continue. This is enough for me. My belly's already full. And a few people go. Trump, most hated guy in America because all of his peers that he was competing with in their 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s, a little bit in their 60s, they stopped and retired. This flipping guy is still going at 74 years old. Love him or hate him, he's going. Of course they're going to hate him. What are you doing? You're worth billions. You've been flying with a 747 for the last 20, 30, 40 years. You've had your TV show. You've had all this woman. You've had all this fun. Why the hell are you still going to be a president? Everyone's going to try to stop you at some level. Everybody is going to say, by the way, this is what the language sounds like. I have very good friends. They'll call me. They'll say things like this. Hey, Pat, I follow your stories. Do you think it's healthy that you're working the way you're working? What do you mean? Well, bro, look, man, I mean, everybody knows how much money you have right now. I mean, we don't know exactly, but we know you have a lot of money. Why, like, how many more hundreds of millions? Like, what's going on, bro? You know, I don't know if this is like some stuff like it's hypomanic ADHD issue stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe it's like kind of settle down a little bit. And they give this speech. And I'm like, very speech, man. Awesome. It's great. Not for me. It's not the life I signed up for. So at some point, and by the way, you know what's the best thing? Guess who it matters the most to when you stop? Guess who has to have the right answer on when you stop? Who? Who's the only person that matters on when you should stop? Who? You. Only person is you. When my wife and I were dating, I told her, I said, hey, I just want to simplify something for you. If you expected me to be home every night at 6 o'clock, I'm the wrong husband you married. I'm not that guy. You didn't marry that guy because this guy's not going to stop. So before we got married, that had to be very clear so she understood what we're doing next. Because it's got to be clear to you. How many of you guys remember when you went on a date with your wife or your girlfriend or who remembers that? Remember the first date? How many of you guys remember when you were at a point of making a decision to get married? Who remembers that day? Anybody remembers? How many of you guys did something like this in your head? She doesn't hear it or he doesn't hear it. It's okay. So a couple things I got to worry about marrying you is your temper sucks. Like I've seen you break some shit before and that's like scary stuff. I'm not going to lie. And your mom is going to be a pain in the ass, but I know how to control her. I know how to control her because we will probably move a state away from here so she can have no influence. Oh, babe, I love you so much, babe. So she can have no influence over my kids. And then your sister is a little bit annoying when she brags about her Louis and her USC degree because she knows I didn't go to USC. I went in for, Cal State type of stuff. But I can handle it. She's fine because she doesn't make more money than me, so I'm not worried about her. And you've kind of been with a lot of girls in the past, so hopefully that's out of your system. Probably a 30% chance you're never going to cheat on me. Let's get married. It's good. Tell me you didn't do that in your head. Yes or no? Of course you did that. Every man does it. Well, you told me you've been with 7 men. The math says 3 times 21. I'm still okay with 21. I'm just hoping it wasn't like 2 at the same time, but who's ever gonna find out? Okay, but did you guys ever shoot any videos? Would you ever tell me if that ever comes out, kids are gonna be embarrassed. But you're hot and you're good in bed, but you're terrible with finances and you have this one smell that sometimes like I can't stand. I don't know if I can do this. I just think it's me. This is not gonna work out. Who's ever broken up with somebody for the weirdest reason that you never ever told them? Raise your hand here, right? Because this is what you're doing. You're doing this in your head. All you're doing and nobody knows is odds. It's all about odds. Odds are this is not gonna work out. Odds are this is not somebody I wanna do business with. So you gotta put your odds in your side. So life is about making decisions, okay? Everything about decision-making process is about odds, everything. You need a system that helps you make the best possible decisions with the best possible odds in your favor. Once you have the system, everything can be flowed through you. Everybody wants to say the best skill or the key to success is hard work, marry the right person, faith, all this other stuff. If there's one thing I want to pass down to my kids, it's for them to have a decision-making process that they learn from their dad. Whatever they do from there is completely up to them. But it's a decision-making process. I want to pass this down to them. The rest is on them. They can figure out what God they want to believe in, what political side they want to believe in, what kind of money they want to make, what industry, who they want to marry, who they want to be friends with. But I need this system to be passed on to them. Anybody ever heard somebody that made $1 million and they never made it again? Yes or no? Why? They can't sustain. Anybody heard of anybody that made $100,000 in a month one time and they never did it again? Sustain. Systems help you sustain growth. Systems are boring. Systems makes you yawn. Systems are like, oh my gosh, just don't drop that word systems to me. Nothing sexy about it. Anybody that builds big businesses, they spend hours with you, not at motivational seminars. They'll spend hours and hours talking about systems to each other. These are people that build billion-dollar businesses. All the other motivational conferences, they just want to motivate and motivate and motivate. Real businesses, we're talking about this kind of stuff. How many of you guys think distractions are bad things? Anybody think distractions are bad things? Yes, of course, right? I love distractions, but positive distractions. Typically, parents will tell you what is the best distraction for kids. What is it? Best distraction for kids is what? Just put your kids there and it's a good distraction away from not doing drugs and joining gangs. What is it? Sports. TV's not a good distraction. Sports. They go into sports, a coach kicks their ass, they get a little bit tougher, they compete, they're trying to get in shape. No, I'm not gonna smoke, no, I'm not gonna drink, and they kind of make it to the next level, right? Your employees, your salespeople, your customers, they all need positive distractions. Most CEOs and founders and sales leaders don't have enough distractions for their leaders. So they keep losing customers, they keep losing employees because they're not positively distracting their people. Believe me, this guy was the expert because I lost people regularly my first 10 years in business. If you become good at developing leaders, you're an asset to every industry. Anybody that became a CEO of Uber and all this other guy, you think the CEO's expertise is getting a cab and all this other stuff? No. Those people get hired because they mastered leadership development. They know how to recruit people and build them. People wanted to go work with Jobs because Jobs was building leaders. Like, oh my gosh, I want to work with this guy. They were working with Microsoft and they're going to Bezos. Man, I just want to be able to work with Bezos because they're building leaders. The moment you get good at that place, your business doesn't grow like this. Your business grows, out of control. Because now you got 10, 20 generals that think, speak, negotiate like you. And if you're very good, you're dangerous. Your company officially becomes dangerous. Especially if you're teaching the right values and principles. That's a very dangerous company to compete with. People are frightened of going up against the company that the people at the top know how to develop leaders. You got to figure out a better way of telling your real story. Most people don't know how to tell the real story. Most people don't have the right team. A guy was asking me a question. Are you going to send your kids to college, Patrick, because you say college is a scam? How many guys think I'm going to send my kids to college? How many guys say Pat's not going to send his kids to college? What do you think? Okay. If my kid absolutely doesn't want to go to college, you think I'm going to force him? My personality. Absolutely not. If my kid wants to go to college, you think I'm going to have him go? Yes or what? Yes or no? But you know what I'm going to tell him up front? I'm going to say, son, listen to me. Buddy, look, bro. In college, a 2.0 GPA is the same thing as 4.0 GPA. No one gives a shit. They just want that certificate on the wall, okay? But here's what you're going to do. When you go to college, you have to befriend the richest parents' kids. Whoever in your class, find out all their last name and find out who their parents are. Go befriend them. Number two, the person that's the smartest kid, that's tech and is a nerd, very weird, is offensive sometimes, befriend him. Okay? I'm going to tell him exactly who to befriend. The dean, go take care of the dean. Go be good to these people in the departments. Befriend all these guys that are placing people in companies because they can get you in Deloitte, they can get you in Goldman Sachs, they can get you on do all this stuff, buddy. That's what you're going to be doing. Make sense? Yes. And then after college, get your degree, so put it on the wall. You want to go be a lawyer? Do it. You want to get your MBA? Go for it. You want to go be a doctor? Whatever. But make sure you build the right team around you. Right team? All day. The right team is game over. Any industry, put the right team together, game over. All I'm teaching people is build the right team. So right story, right team, right data you study, right strategies, then you predictably scale. Constantly over and over again. I cannot tell you how much I respect people who are great students, who keep their word, who are disciplined, who want to commit to their family, who in every aspect of their life, they want to improve. But this entire session of me speaking was for you to think about your next what? 15 moves. 15, not just your next move, your next 15 moves.